Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thorough Newspaper Analysis, which is presented to you by LawSikho. So, today we have only one article which is coming from the Hindu, and it is titled as Personal Choices, the Constitution's Endurance. So, basically, this article talks about the freedom of conscience which is available to us under our very own constitution, and then what is the recent judgment that has been brought in by the Allahabad High Court. And second, we have the news and flash, which is important for a prelims exam. So if you're also preparing for judicial services examination, you can have a look at the Lord of the courses, which is LawSikho's judiciary test prep course. The link to this course is there in the description box below. And from the very landing page, you can download free study material for yourself. Also, the PDF of today's discussion, or now the PDF of our TNA discussions, that is thorough newspaper analysis discussion, will now be available on our Telegram group. And the link to our Telegram group, as well as the WhatsApp and Facebook groups, are also available in the description box below. With this, let's see what is the multiple choice question for the day. On which day is the Indian Navy Day observed? So your options are 1st December, 2nd December, 3rd December, or 4th December. You can write down your answer in the comment section below. So this is the descriptive question for the day. Discuss in detail about which provisions of the Indian Constitution provide for the freedom of conscience. And the answer must be written within a word limit of maximum 250 to 300 words. So let's start the discussion for the day. Recently, the Allahabad High Court in the case of Salamat Ansari. So basically, this is the case as we discussed in here. As you can see, this was Salamat Ansari versus State of UP 2020. So this case is really important. You can definitely jot it down in your notes as well. So recently, the Allahabad High Court in this case of Salamat Ansari versus State of UP ruled that the freedom to live with a person of one's choice is intrinsic to the fundamental right to life and personal liberty under Article 21 of the Constitution. And basically, the Allahabad High Court, through the Salamat Ansari case, has overruled the Noorjahan versus State of UP case. So basically, what Noorjahan versus State of UP case said, that conversion to Islam is valid only on a change of heart and honest conviction, and thus if at all a conversion is made just to marry the other individual, then such conversion would not be allowed and would not be valid, and such marriage would also not be valid, and the burden to prove the validity is on the party. But now, this very contention of the Noorjahan case has been, overruled by the Salamat Ansari case. So basically, let's see that what was this case. The petitioner in here, Salamat Ansari and Priyanka Kharwar, they approached the High Court seeking quashing of FIR against them. So basically, there was an FIR on both of them under Section 366 of the IPC, which tells about abduction of a woman with an intent to compel her to marry. So basically, an FIR was made against, Salamat Ansari, that he had actually abducted Priyanka Kharwar and had actually compelled her to marry. But the arguments that were made by the petitioners were that both were adults and they wedded, and they actually had married in August 2019 as per the Muslim rites after Ms. Kharwar had converted to Islam. And they had been living together for more than a year now, and that is why the very person, Priyanka Kharwar, Miss Priyanka, she said that there was no, she was not at all compelled to convert into Islam or something like that, and they have been happily living in a wedded lock since 1 year now, and that is why the state actually, but on the contrary, said that the marriage has no sanctity in law, as conversion with a singular aim of getting married was illegitimate. So basically, this was the contention. As we know that recently the state of UP has also brought in the ordinance regarding the love jihad, the so-called love jihad, what they believe in, and in which they have actually put up a lot of restrictions on the conversion if it is done for marrying or something like that. And maybe in the same light, this particular FIR was lodged against the two people. But here, the state, as we know, that was relying on the Noorjahan case. But now, when these two people have moved to the Allahabad High Court, so Allahabad High Court has actually quashed the rule which was brought under Noorjahan case, and has brought a new light and life to the Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, wherein it says that if these people are adults and they're living with each other. Now, as we know, even live-in relationships are legal in India now, but they already had, married. So they were already a married couple. So Allahabad High Court has now said that if they are living with each other with the consent and are adults, and whatever the reason is, other things, they will not be material if they are living with consensual, access to each other. So let's see that what are the rulings given by the Allahabad High Court. So the judgment in Noor Jahan was incorrectly delivered. So Allahabad High Court in this case has observed that the judgment which was given in Noor Jahan case was incorrectly delivered, and marriage is a matter of choice, and every adult woman has a fundamental right to choose her own partner. Yes, and the constitution is violated every time matters of intimate and personal choice are made vulnerable to the paternal whims of the state, because obviously one who which religion that an individual is following, who that person wants to marry, and information like that, it is very personal information. And also, as we know that right to privacy is also a fundamental right now, and the Allahabad High Court in this case has said that if at all such personal details are forced to be put in front of the society, then that definitely is the violation of the constitutional provisions, and specifically under Article 21 of Life and Liberty. So here was the observation. The High Court did not see the parties as Hindu and Muslims. Rather, it saw the parties as just two grown-up individuals who, out of their own free will and choice, are living together peacefully and happily. And that is what matters in the light of the Constitution. So here, the freedom of conscience is provided under Article 25 of the Indian Constitution. So in addition to the right to profess, practice, and propagate religion, it provides freedom of conscience as well. So conscience refers to each person's own sense of moral right and wrong. So basically, my conscience can be a different one and yours can be a completely different one. So it is just simply what moral rights and wrongs do I or any other person follows. So this liberty is promised because the questions of conscience, including choices of faith, are matters of ethical autonomy, and ethical autonomy is a right of every individual in the world. So there is another case of Rev. Stanislaus versus State of UP. So it was upheld that it upheld two anti-conversion laws on grounds of public order, and the jurist H.M. Sirvai had said that judgment is clearly wrong, as is productive of a greatest public mischief and ought to be overruled, and that is why anti-conversion laws are something that actually hamper the freedom of an individual, and thus they should not be brought in the society. With this, let's see what do we have for news and flash today. So Indian Navy Day, we have it today. It is observed every year on 4th December to commemorate the launch of Operation Trident against Pakistan during the 1971 Indo-Pak War. So the reason why this day is celebrated as the Indian Navy Day should also be remembered, because on this day we actually launched Operation Trident, which was against the Pakistan in 1971 war. So the theme for this year Navy Day is Indian Navy Combat Ready, Credible and Cohesive. So here there is an interesting fact for you. India attacked Pakistan in the night of 4th and 5th December 1971, as Pakistan at that time did not have aircrafts that could carry out bombings during the night. So this was an advantageous situation which India took benefit of. So this is the all things regarding the Operation Trident. You can go through them as well. So this was all for today. We hope it was a good and informative session for you all. Thank you so much for staying tuned with LawSikho.